It was a positive weekend for us, getting 2 wins. I thought against UCCS we did a great job defensively, and it seemed like everybody was just clicking that game. And Danny obviously had a good game offensively, but on the defensive side, everyone picked it up. And then that next night with Mines, it was a battle. I thought we were going to race out and actually get a bigger lead, but they kept sticking around, and we just never could pull away from them, and we made a couple big plays at the end.
Then looking ahead to this weekend, Metro and Chadron, what kind of challenges do they pose?
Well, 2 different teams. Metro's really big and physical, and they're playing really well right now. They've won 3 in a row, and I think we can't overlook them at all. And usually when we play them, it's a close game and physical, so we've got to be ready for them. And then Chadron is playing unbelievable. I think offensively it's probably the best they've played since I've been here, and they've got 3 really aggressive guards, posts that play hard, and they got a great win against Regis on Saturday, and I think they're going to be playing with a lot of confidence. So 2 teams that definitely cannot overlook and that could come in here and steal a win from us.
Questions?
Sydney, back-to-back Defensive Player of the Weeks. How does it feel? Seems like a normal thing now.
All right. Honestly, it feels great. It's my 3rd time ever getting it, so it feels nice to actually start getting some recognition.
6 steals in 1 game. I mean, just looking at the numbers, it sounds preposterous, but what got into you that game?
Honestly, it was film all week. We knew they wanted to really enter it into the post, so just watching film and making those actual reads in the games.
See, the last steal against Mines, I was talking to Coach after the game, I was like, you could just kind of see when do I go? Was it just something that I'm just going to circle around and she's not going to see me, or?
Yeah, kind of. I kind of just knew also, though, that she was not passing it back out. So I was just kind of waiting, and then I was like, whatever, I'm just going to go. So.
Jenny, huge weekend for you. I mean, 29 points in 1 game in your entire basketball career. You think that is your best offensive game you've ever had?
So far, I honestly think I could actually raise my game a little bit more. Just seeing the competition, whatever could happen in a game. You never know what they're going to throw at you on defense, and just whether you have to raise your game to a higher level to just raise your teammates up too.
And being named the RMAC Offensive Player of the Week, what does that mean to you?
Honestly, it's a great honor, especially just getting it my first time ever, being a junior and coming off the bench. It's just seeing the people that have got it before me, especially like last year, Jay getting it. I always kind of looked up to her and try to model my game after her and take a few pointers off of it, so it means a lot.
See, we talked earlier about the light bulb has kind of come on. You understand both sides of the floor this year. What all had to change for you to be able to do what you do? You've had the athleticism, you've been able to do this, but just understanding.
I think definitely just the preparation throughout the whole week. It changed a little bit, just watching more film and knowing what the other team was going to do, especially seeing it from their eyes, but then knowing more of what they did last year compared to what they're going to do this year, just the comparisons on that.
I know Katrina was back last weekend, so you guys have a little chat?
No, I actually didn't get to see her last weekend. She's a little busy. Yeah.
You were too busy?
Yeah, we were both too busy.
Oh, she's got 45 kids in her. But I mean, I know you talked to her before you came here, and then I know your freshman year. What has she helped you with in your game?
Yeah, definitely. Before coming in, she always told me, she's like, well, to get on the floor, you got to play good defense, and then just look at my offensive side of the game and where I needed to improve on. The threes was a big one, and then just finishing more at the basket. My pull-up jumper could still improve, so just finding those little offensive clicks.
So how much did you work in the off-season on those things? And
a lot. I'd say every day I was working on at least 3 of those things each time I was in the gym.
that
Well-
has kind of gotten her to this point?
Yeah, obviously watching her all this summer, you see her come and go and put the time in, but I think the maturity is there this year for her, and she looks more comfortable out on the floor, and then definitely, I'm glad Katrina put that plug in there to play defense, because that's what stepped up really. She looks more comfortable as a defender out there, and she doesn't get lost, and we can trust her out there and not be a liability on the defensive side. And every time she's played great defense, her offense has followed, and she's had great games. So hopefully that continues the rest of the year.
Last year, I'm assuming it's pretty easy to get comfortable having one or two players on the team who are able to put up 20-plus points every single night. But how nice was it to have that again this past weekend with Danny?
Well, I mean, it's great. We need it. And I think in both games, too, there was a point where defensively we were playing good, but we just needed to hit a couple shots and loosen us up, and that's what Danny did. And in the Mines game, in that first half, she had a couple threes, and I think that opened up the floor for everybody else. So it's nice to have that person out there that is looking for the shot, and her teammates have, full trust in her to make it and take it. And so I think it does a great job, not only for Danny, but for the rest of the team.
And I know you hammer in defense all the time, and even though it's not the most, fancy or maybe fun thing to watch for an audience, but having somebody like Sydney who's coming out every single night trying to get 6 steals a game, how much better does that make the entire team?
No, it's awesome. I'd pay to come watch Sydney. I think she's the most disruptive player on the defensive side I've ever coached, and she gets out there, and when Sydney's out there, she plays her heart out, and I think that's what fans like about Sydney is, she can make a big play. And I know in the Mines game, there was 3 or 4 times I called her over and said, you need to make a play. You need to make a play, and she did. She came up big every single time for us, and she just has great instincts on the defensive end. She knows where she needs to be at, and she does a great job watching film, and she's very intelligent. And so with her athleticism and her IQ, it definitely helps her.
So do you kind of feel like it's all starting to come together now on the floor? You guys look more comfortable with each other now?
Yeah, I think so, in comparison to, St. George. You know what I mean? I feel like now we're able to finish games, whereas before we were just – the turnovers has been huge for us. We had 30 turnovers a game, the first 3 games. So now that we've brought that down, I feel like we're more comfortable and composed now, I'd say.
Yeah, you're not getting rattled, and that's what both the broadcasters were saying. This team doesn't get rattled, and you can kind of see that right now. It's like we're okay.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, playing point this year a little bit more.
Yeah.
Does that kind of help get you in the flow better?
I definitely think a little bit. I know just when I get on the court and I see everything, I could see the court a little bit better and not just, I'm coming off of a screen or something, but I have a drive, I have my teammate in the corner, I have a shot right here. So, yeah, it definitely does.
And you have to learn all the positions now.
Yeah, I do. But I know definitely, last year, one thing that I always try to do when going through plays was just know every spot. You never know when you could be playing at the 1 or at the 2 or the 3 because everybody has something different they have to do.
Sydney, this weekend, finals are coming up. You got, the holidays around the corner, but, it's a big weekend at home here. How important is it to get a pair of wins here and kind of roll into 2020, with a little bit of an edge?
Exactly. I think just carrying that momentum, I feel like when you go into break on a loss, it kind of just lingers the whole time. So I feel like definitely getting these 3 will be huge for us to continue it after break.
Would you say the same?
Yeah, I completely agree with Sid on that.